outcomes based education.
Able to apply the knowledge what is acquired.
Able to apply the knowledge. Okay.
In the scenarios or the industries or wherever they be.
Correct. All answers are right. Why do we do outcome based education? Skill development.
Theoretical to practical implementation.
Theoretical to practical. Okay. So, how I would like what are the outcomes in OBE? Like we have outcomes based education. Who defines the outcomes? Stakeholders. Stakeholders define the outcomes. Who defines the outcomes? Accreditation body defines the outcome. So the outcomes are defined, and which is the accreditation body for India? NBA. So who has defined the outcomes? NBA has defined the outcomes. NBA has defined the outcomes, and we implement the outcomes. So OBE is developing the outcomes defined by NBA. And when we do this, all your answers that you have mentioned will get applicable. Like they will have the ability to apply knowledge. They define. They'll be able to meet the expectations of industry. Stakeholders are not involved in defining the outcomes, maybe in the program specific outcomes, but outcomes defined by NBA, and of course these outcomes are meant for the students. So that's why everyone said student centric. These are the outcomes that the students shall have when they graduate from the program. And why do we do OBE? Why do we do OBE? Why should we do outcome based education? And what's the advantage of OBE?
To evaluate and improvise process of understanding.
Okay. So we want to improve ourselves, so we do OBE. Okay. Any other answer? Any other answer?
Try to meet the global requirement.
Who said that? Yes, to meet the global requirement. Yes. So now we'll just see. So what happened is in 2000, when did India become the member of the Washington Accord? In 2014, India became a member of the Washington Accord, and today we have 20 countries who are signatories, recognized signatories of the Washington Accord. You can look at it. There's a document, 25 years of Washington Accord. Please go through that. That gives a lot of detailed explanation of what is expected from the this. And now what happens is any student graduating from an accredited program, say a student graduates from the civil department or from the electronics department from Dayanand Sagar College, and we have an academic autonomy, so we are a tier 1 institution. So all these 20 countries will recognize his or her degree. So that's the main purpose. So we get a global recognition and global acceptance of students graduating from accredited programs, accredited by NBA, in amongst all these 20 countries. So we need not put the effort of searching what are the global attributes. If you are interested, you can check on it. You can key in global attributes of an engineer. There's a good work by Professor Stephen Handley, and you can refer that. But NBA has saved the task of each of us going and striving what are the outcomes. It on par with the expectations from the Washington Accord. The NBA has defined the program outcome. So we get global recognition, global acceptance of our engineering students. That's why all of us strive for getting our programs accredited, and we have to follow the outcome-based education. And Washington Accord calls them as graduate attributes. In India, we call them program outcomes. I think in US they call it student outcomes. So different countries may call it by different names, but eventually all member countries try to address the graduate attributes defined by the Washington Accord. And India, the National Board of Accreditation represents India. And what is important here is we develop these outcomes in all our students. That's most important. Every student graduating from the program shall have all of these outcomes well developed. And once we implement OBE effectively, of course the program leads to accreditation. That's the second output. But the main output is we want our students to be globally recognized, be competent, be able to compete at a global platform. That is why we focus our all academic practices on developing these outcomes. And once we do it well, we will see that a good OBE implementation will actually lead to improvement in all these parameters. We are going to see, of course, their placements go up on campus, off campus. They'll be do well in competitive examinations. Maybe their publications, their average package and highest package. This is debatable whether this is a measure of quality, but we are speaking about quality placements, and we want them to get good. They should be able to pursue their dream, either employed as an entrepreneur or get admission for higher education in their dream institution. This we will see happen by itself because of OBE. It's not because of other efforts. So I think this I will skip program educational objectives because we have less time. So we will skip all this. I would suggest that programs can set, after discussing with the stakeholders, please have some targets set for how many students we want them to go in the core domain, how many students we want our students to take up in the allied. We definitely want students to serve in the government sector, in administrative sector, and so put some targets. These are not representative, but this is what we felt in our program, and so that we know whether we are able to meet some targets that we have set. Of course, NPA doesn't ask for PEO attainment of PEO targets, but it becomes a good practice to track our alumni and what they are doing.
Can you measure that last one?
Which one, sir?
They usually do
That
that
society?
contribution.
Yes, sir. We have a survey form. In the survey form, we ask, are you contributing directly to a social cause? No, we have some 4-5 questions under that. Are you contributing through the CSR of the organization or individually? And some students themselves have an or you tell you plan to contribute in future. So we leave it. And contribution need not always be in terms of finance. It can also be in time. Some students may, some of our alumni may spend 2 hours a week or in some social cause. So we have a measure, and we try to collect in our alumni form. We do have that. Thanks for the observation. I should be careful. Yeah. So this.
So we are trying to implement that. Why I asked.
Yeah.
How to measure the.
Yeah. So that social cost is required because contribution to society is definitely required, and that's it. So now we'll go to the program outcomes. We know that there are, for the undergraduate engineering program, we have 12 outcomes. And I'm sure all of us in this hall are aware of all the 12 outcomes. Yes, and these 12 outcomes, as I mentioned, they are aligned exactly with the Washington Accord graduate attributes. Graduate attributes of Washington Accord are known as program outcomes in India. So that whatever is expected for global competence, we have them listed here. These are just the keywords, and we need to ensure that every student graduating has these skills, and this outcomes are identical for both Tier 1 and Tier 2 institutions, and they're also common for all programs. Like all engineering programs have the same set of 12 outcomes. In order to, of course, PG we will not take up. Because these 12 outcomes are common for all programs, NBA has given the requirement for programs to define another additional program specific outcomes. How many can we define? Minimum 2 and maximum 4. We have to define minimum 2 and we are allowed to define maximum 4 program specific outcomes. These are specific outcomes, the specific outcomes of the civil engineer, specific outcomes of the electronics engineer.
We just have a slide on PG.
PG? Yes.
Some departments have PG just to
Okay.
have
Yes.
a understanding of the difference.
Very good. So yes, sir. We have if we see here, so I mean if we have any other program, do we have any MBA faculty from them?
MBA,
MBA, MCA, please look, MBA has a new SAT is uploaded on the website. MBA have their own program outcomes, and these are outcomes for the PG program, typically the MTech program. And if you see, they have only 3 outcomes. 3 outcomes. What happens is the 12 outcomes defined for the undergraduate engineering program, all of them will get mapped to PO3. PO3. And we need specific ability, the research skill, ability to engage in research, and ability to write and present a substantial technical document. So these are the 2 skills that is emphasized in the PG program. So we'll probably look at every course in the PG program having an activity which involves either reading a research paper and making a presentation or reproducing the results of a research paper. This, if not all the courses, at least 50 to 60% of the courses in every semester shall involve this. Let's not address it by having a course on research methodology. That may be a mandate, but let's have it. But let's go beyond. So we are looking at research and technical documentation skill happening through courses of the curriculum. Again, let's not have a course on technical writing, technical documentation. I was just speaking to myself. So the moment we see something, let's not put courses for that attribute. Let's develop it through the already existing courses in the curriculum. This is what we look for the PG program. A research skill, read and present. So of course, by the time they graduate, their project report by the time their project report should lead to a publication, definitely lead to a publication, or it may lead to a patent, or they may also register as a startup. And this will happen because of the experience that they have gone through through the PG academic program. And now coming to program specific outcomes. For MTech also we need to define 3 to 6 additional outcomes that they can define. And here we have an example of program specific outcomes of a program. Can we identify the program? Yes?
Digital communication and networks.
Digital communication and networks.
Develop networks, mobile
Computers.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So 2, 3 options are coming, but all are in the same field. We take it as a computer science program. It's there. I mean, what you mentioned was more focused. But what we are looking at is, when I look at the program specific outcomes, even without the program name being displayed, any reader should be able to guess the program name. That's what we expect from the program specific outcome. You define the PSO, remove the title, show to some friend, and then they should be able to guess the name of the program. Similarly, if we take here, what do we think is the program?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. So we are looking at similar statement later on for course outcomes also. When we define the course outcomes, the reader should be able to tell which program outcome is getting mapped. This is what we expected when we define the course outcomes. So we do not want, I don't need to map. I only need the mapping, because mapping